So let's now take a look at these 5 principles and summarize what they actually mean when you start granulating them. The first general principle is data. Credit reporting systems should have relevant, accurate, timely, and sufficient data, including both positive and negative data that has been collected systematically from all reliable, appropriate, and available sources, and the information and the data that they collect should be retained for a sufficient amount of time. Now again, sufficient amount of time is often defined by the laws and regulations of a particular geography, a particular country. Relevant, accurate, timely, sufficient data mean what they mean, that they must be as complete as possible, and more importantly, they must be enough to give the best opportunity to a lender to take a credit decision objectively. The second general principle of credit reporting is applicable to the credit bureaus, that is, data processing, security, and efficiency. Credit reporting systems, and specifically credit bureaus, should have strong, rigorous, and standard formats, security requirements, reliability, efficiency, and I'm repeatedly using the same adjectives because the whole foundation of an efficient credit information system are these adjectives. The bureaus must ensure that the data is secure. The bureaus must ensure against abuse, and the regulations in each country also specify the penalty in case of abuse or misuse of data or data falling into the wrong hands. The third general principle is governance and risk management. The governance arrangements of credit bureaus and data providers should ensure that somebody is accountable for the quality and the transparency and the effectiveness of data that is stored in the bureaus. The risks associated with the business, typically data privacy, data abuse, data leakage, and of course, users, lenders, you, me, individuals have fair and transparent access to the data that is being stored in the bureaus. The fourth general principle is the need for legal and regulatory environment. The overall legal and regulatory environment or framework for credit reporting should be clear, predictable, non-discriminatory, proportionate, supportive of both the lenders and the individual, and protect the individual's consumer rights. The legal and regulatory framework should include effective judicial or non-judicial dispute resolution mechanisms so that the aggrieved party has a fair chance to correct and rectify any wrong data that is being supplied to the bureaus. The fifth general principle is cross-border data flows. In many geographies, there is commercial and human flow of people and data. So for example, if you look at India, India has a large population in the Middle East. If you look at other geographies, West Africa for example, there is a clutch of 5 countries which actually have one common bureau because a lot of business happens cross-border, a lot of individuals get employed outside their domicile country, and probably these businesses and these individuals take loans in the country where they are based rather than the country of origin. Cross-border data flow has several challenges. Not only is it an economic challenge, but there are political considerations that also go into sharing data. The focus on data privacy and data confidentiality often inhibits cross-border data flows from actually happening or being implemented. However, this principle very clearly states that to the extent that it is appropriate and possible, there should be requirements in place that ensure that cross-border credit data transfers can be facilitated.